Nathan Bigotta. We're going to be making Irish stew today. That's right, it's going to be an exciting time because Irish stew is so tasty and this accent is so awful. We call it the disc jockey Irish accent, and it makes the skin crawl of every full-blooded Irish person in the world. Yes. Well, anyway, we're going to be making Irish stew today. Why the hat and the pipe? Well, you gotta have a gimmick for a cooking video, because that's what
old people do. Old people do. Old people do.
So anyway, on our last get-together, you learned that I have a bad case of GAS, Gadget Acquisition Syndrome. It's a problem. I bought audio gear for my home studio, for my voiceover business. I bought a lot of camera gadgets. As a matter of fact, I got a new gadget, a gimbal, that we'll be using throughout this video. And one of my favorite gadgets that we picked up was introduced last time by my brother John discussing my gas. John, what was it again?
The amazing Instapot. Enjoy.
You're right, John. We're going to be using the Instapot, even though there's something wrong about your video there with your mouth and your sound. I don't know, it's just really cray-cray. So yeah, let's get started here with the Instapot. We're going to make Irish stew. The full recipe is available. If you want it, it's in the description below this video. So, let's prep for the Irish stew. Well, here we are in the nerve center. Now, to make it Irishy, what do you use? Guinness Stout. Oh, yes, that's what's going to make it work. Now, you can do it one of two ways. Well, you can do it any way you want. But one of two ways that I do it. One, you just pour the Guinness Stout in the Instapot and cook it for its usual time. Or number two, to make it even more Guinnessy, more Irishy, overnight it in your refrigerator, marinating in a bottle of Guinness. And now, the star of our show, the amazing, the incredible Instant Pot. A gift from my in-laws, Bridget and Kevin. It's a mighty machine with a mighty mission to make Irish stew. All right, enough of this. Let's just get on with the cooking. The Instant Pot is amazing. Slow cooker. It can be a pressure cooker, of course, which is what we're going to be using. But right now it's time to saute the beef and the vegetables to get everything nice and soft and ready to seal up to pressure cook for some delicious Irish stew. And we're cooking. And since we have a few minutes to kill, about 25 to 30 minutes before the Instapot is ready to be released and bring out all that deliciousness, I'd like to do a couple of impressions. First of all, here's Van Gogh. And here is Evander Holyfield. Okay, so how do we put this thing all together? It only takes about 25 minutes. You got to cube the beef, then you have to chop up your vegetables, then you have to saute everything. It's easy. You just flour the beef, you throw it in there, piece of cake. Then you set it for 25 to 30 minutes. After everything is done, it takes a little while to heat up, and then when it heats the temperature, it starts, and 25-30 minutes later, you will have your Instapot feast. Now, where did we get this recipe? Well, when we decided to use the gadget, the Instapot, I went on Facebook the next day, and serendipitously, I saw a recipe from my friend and broadcast compatriot, Dom Tiberi. Dom is a pretty good cook on his own right. He makes meatballs and Italian stuff, and it's absolutely delicious. But I saw his recipe, so I changed it up a little bit to match what I wanted to do, and it's going to turn out real well, I'm sure. So, why Irish stew now? I mean, it's the 1st of May. It's my birthday, May the 5th, which is also Cinco de Mayo, when all of Mexico celebrates my birthday. It's really incredible, isn't it? Well, I thought maybe to add some like cilantro to the recipe, but no, that's not going to work. So rather than match the food to the Mexican theme, I'd match the Mexican theme to the food by finding some Mexican Irish tunes, which is easier said than done. But through the miracle of YouTube, I found Ray Conniff. At least I think it's Ray Conniff. The guy on YouTube called him Ray Connor, but I don't think so. There's a Mexican album by Ray Conniff called La Bamba, and one of the cuts is Danny Boy. Yes, Irish music on Cinco de Mayo for Irish stew. Ah, it's beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Don't you feel Irish stewy Mexicana now? So, we're going to cook this thing up, and then we're going to bring it all together, and we're going to try it in just a little bit, and it should be fantastic. Well, hello. Well, all we have left to do now is just taste it and enjoy. So let's, shall we? Okay, here's the Irish stew. Let's take a taste and see how it is, shall we? Oh, the beef and the potatoes. Oh, man. That is Irishy, and all I can say is... Sometimes I even embarrass myself. So that's it. Irish stew in the Instapot. Another gadget, another great meal. I'm sure you're going to try it. I'm sure you're going to love it. You are really going to enjoy it. Hang on a second. Got a little... Oh, got a call coming. It's Jack.
Hey Bob, it's Jack. I'm just checking in on how retirement life's going, how your golf game has improved. I did have a question for you. Brian said that you made a pretty good cheesecake at Christmas. I maybe got it wrong, but I've never made cheesecake before, so I was just wondering if you could send me the recipe. Obviously I've got plenty of time right now, and I know you also have a lot of time, not just because it's quarantine, but you know, because you have a lot of time as well. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate that, and I'll show you how it turns out if you send it.
Okay, well, you know what? That's a good idea, making some dessert. So next time we get together to cook, we are going to make my red velvet cheesecake using another gadget I just happen to have here right at my feet because it's so convenient. My springboard 10-inch delightful cheesecake pan with a glass bottom, so you can just keep it on there and use it as a serving area. That's next time. Bye-bye now.